Hi. I hope everyone's well tonight. I have decided that I am working at rediscovering my love of cooking. And so, life is busy. I'm a busy full-time working mom. I've got a lot on the go, got some other things going on health-wise with my dad that he needs my help with. So life is crazy and we're living in a pandemic. So, everything that goes along with that as well. So what I'm doing is I'm going through my cookbooks and I'm looking for recipes that I find are doable, and I'm giving them a go. And so what I'm having tonight is balsamic chicken thighs, which I am adapting to balsamic chicken breasts because one of the things that I like to do, and I think is really important, is that, you go with what you have. So I used to be someone that I would make sure I had the exact ingredients in the recipe. I would go to the grocery store and buy that exact thing, no matter how expensive it was, to make sure that I had it perfect. But I'm letting go of perfection, or at least I'm trying to. And so I'm using recipes that I know I usually have most of the ingredients. I'm choosing recipes that are simple, have only a few ingredients, easy to make, and very flavorful and healthy, of course. So tonight's recipe, balsamic chicken thighs. It is this one right here. And it comes from this recipe called Quickies by Chatelaine. It's a very old book that I've had for a very long time. I think I got it I don't know, probably in my first or second year of teaching. So it's probably about 20 years old. And I'm pretty sure I got it at one of those staff room table sales. Do you remember they used to leave the books in the staff room and then you would go and pick some? I always bought the books from those things, and I often bought recipe books. Okay, so what are we needing? For skinless chicken thighs, I have breasts. I always buy chicken breasts in a big bag from Superstore, frozen, no-name chicken breasts. They're excellent. They're a really good price, and you get a lot for them. And so I've got my balsamic garlic thighs in here, what it will be my balsamic garlic thighs. Now, it doesn't say to add olive oil, but I'm going to just add a bit of olive oil on there. The next thing is balsamic vinegar. Okay, so I've got my balsamic vinegar. It says 3 tablespoons, so I'm kind of guesstimating because I'm okay with that. I'm letting go of perfection here. So 1, 2, 3. And 1 extra little dash because breasts are bigger than thighs, of course. Okay, so it does not call for salt, but what I do find, if I don't add salt to meat, it's not as flavorful. I don't love it. So I'm adding a little bit of salt, and I'm gonna add a little bit of pepper. Okay, there we go. All right, the next thing is 6 peeled whole garlic cloves. And so because I knew I was doing this, I got this ready a little bit early. I have more than 6 here. I always have cloves, bulbs of garlic in the fridge. So I've got quite a few here. So I'm just gonna pop them in because we love garlic in this house. So I'm adding a little bit of extra. And then I need to bake it covered at 350 for 30 minutes. So I've got my oven preheated. I've got my lid somewhere around here. Oh, right here. For my casserole dish. Okay, so I've got this all set, all ready to go. I'm gonna bake it for 30 minutes, then I'm gonna turn the chicken, and then I'm gonna bake it uncovered basting for another 20 minutes. So here it goes. After I take it out, I'm gonna mash up the garlic into the vinegar mixture, and I'm gonna pour it over the chicken. Okay, so press pause. It's gonna go in the oven, and then I'm gonna move into our side dish. Oh, and I do have rice cooking over there in my rice cooker as well to go with this. Okay, so our side tonight is gonna be roasted grape tomatoes and garlic. It is from this cookbook that I love called Sheet Pan Paleo. And I really love this book. I don't do absolutely everything in here as it says because, as I said earlier, I use the ingredients that I have. So like I don't always have paleo ingredients on hand, and so then I would just use regular. So if it calls for like almond flour, I might improvise with regular flour or chickpea flour or something like that, depending on how much it might change the flavor. And if I don't have the ingredients, if it's just like too far of a difference, then I pick something else. I pick a different recipe. But this is one of my favorite recipes from this book. It is made with ingredients that I almost always have on hand because it's things that we really like. So it's grape tomatoes, crushed garlic, olive oil, dried oregano, and black pepper. Okay, so that's it. It's everything in there. And it's sheet pan paleo recipe book. So it's everything in that book is done in a sheet pan, which I love because you just get it ready, pop it in the oven, and it's done. Easy peasy, no muss, no fuss. All right, so roasted grape tomatoes and garlic. Cover my pan with my tomatoes. Okay, so you can see them on there. And then drizzle with the olive oil. Okay, and then season, oh, I've got to add my garlic all over there too. I'm gonna spread it out so it's like, you need a lot of garlic for this one. I think it's like 8 to 10 cloves. Okay, there it is. Okay, and then we've got our freshly ground pepper. Okay, sea salt. I'm actually using this Himalayan pink salt. I really like it. I find it very flavorful. I don't know how much difference it makes. Maybe it's all in my head. I like it though. Okay, salt and oregano. Now this takes 25 to 30 minutes at 375. So I'm gonna hold off on putting it in the oven right now because I've got my chicken in there, but then I have to take my chicken out, and for the last 20 minutes, then I'm gonna do the chicken. So I'm gonna wait till I have 10 minutes left on my timer because I have to flip the chicken and then I have to bake it for another 20. So I'm gonna wait till I have 10 minutes left, then I'm gonna pop these in, and then I'm gonna roast them. I'm gonna be basting my chicken after I flip it, and then we will soon be ready to eat. And the rice is going over there, and it's gonna be delicious. I'm gonna sip my Hydro Slim as I wait. It is evening time, so I'm almost done my Hydro Slim for the day, Hydro Slim Plus. And so this, I just sip it throughout the day. It is like excellent for giving me energy, making me feel really good, giving me some sense of positivity. I absolutely love Hydro Slim Plus, and I highly recommend it. If you are retaining water or anything like that, or feeling like bloated and like in the belly area, inflammation, this will help with that for sure. It definitely helped me to reduce all of that, and it helps me to keep it all at bay so it's not returning because I'm drinking this every day. Now, I always spend this time when I've got everything in the oven cleaning up, like tidying, putting everything away, doing any dishes that I need to kind of get ready, maybe setting the table. And what's my daughter doing during this time? So she, her routine is she comes home from school, she has a snack, we talk about her day, we do any homework that she might have, and that all takes somewhere around like half hour-ish. And then after that, she likes to call her friends on Messenger for a bit. So I always let her do that, or she likes to watch a show and have a little quiet, like downtime, just relaxing and watching. And then after she does that, then she'll usually play for a little while. Babies, usually loving to play babies and family. And so that's kind of how our evening goes before supper here. And one of the other things that I like to do while everything's cooking, and I try to get things going that everything can kind of cook at the same time so that I do have some time to do a couple things like clean up. And then I also usually make my daughter's lunch for the next day for school during this time. So it's done and it makes our mornings much smoother. And sometimes I might make my lunch as well, but normally my lunch is leftovers from the night before, or it's like a grab and go. Like sometimes I'll make a sandwich or whatever, but most often than not, I'll be like grabbing a tuna snack or something, because there's only really time to make one lunch. And so who am I most concerned about is that Claire's getting a really healthy lunch. I can grab the last of the bag of carrots in the fridge and, whatever else I can scrounge for to put together a quick, healthy meal. It doesn't have to, be organized or look good for me. But for her, I got to think about how much time she has to eat. She's got like 20 minutes. Then I got to make sure she's got snacks and all the things that she needs that are easy for her to get into and eat in the time she has. So it just takes a little more organization. Okay, so that was our 30 minutes, and the timer just went off. So I'm gonna pull out the chicken and I'm gonna flip it. I've got the tomatoes, bacon in there. Now, one of the things that our oven has that I absolutely love, that I don't think my oven had it growing up, and if it did, none of us knew about it, but I'm pretty sure it didn't, is a warming drawer in the bottom. And so as soon as those, it smells so good. It smells very garlicky. As soon as those tomatoes are done, then I can take them out and just put them in the warming drawer and they'll stay good until. Okay, I'm gonna try and show you what this looks like. It looks delicious, actually. It smells really, really good too. So now I need to flip it and I need to baste it often, and I'm gonna cook it for another 20 minutes, and then I'll check it and I'll check the temperature and make sure that it's good. Now, I was thinking about something over that 30 minutes, and this is the first video I've done. And so one of the things that I kind of want to be cautious of is looking like I am the Pinterest perfect put together mom, because Lord knows I am not. And one of the reasons I'm doing this is because I love to cook. And so I have been feeling sucked out. I've been feeling like I can't keep up. I've just been feeling like I have no control and over like things happening in my home. And that I'm kind of on this like unstoppable train where, things, my dad's sick and I can't do anything about it. My husband, bless him, he's the most amazing man, and he also loves to cook. And one of the things that I did when I started not being able to keep up with stuff is I just kind of handed that responsibility over to him, which is, nice because he can do it and he's a really, really good cook, but I miss it. And so I like being able to cook for my family, and it's one of the things that makes me feel good, but it has to be manageable. And so my reality is that I can do this if I'm organized and if I'm prepared. And so if I can think ahead enough on the weekend or the night before to have my groceries, to defrost what I need to defrost, then I can make a meal like this. It has become so much harder during COVID-19 because you can't just run to the grocery store to get what you need. Things have really, really changed. So I have to think ahead now, like a whole week, and order my groceries, go do the click and collect, like the whole shebang. And so in some ways it makes it easier because you're kind of forced to plan ahead. But in other ways it makes it harder because if you plan ahead and you buy all the stuff, and then like the hits the fan and you're not able, then all that stuff, all that food really goes to waste. And that happens, especially with some of the things going on in my life right now. My dad calls, he needs me, I gotta run, we gotta talk about something, or I'm just like all out exhausted because of the day that I had. So that happens all the time. And so this is why this isn't a live video as well, because I never know what's going to happen. I've been kind of lucky. My daughter's been like busy, occupied. She's, having fun. She's practicing her spelling words with her friends. Do other kids do that? I'm like, do your kids do that? I'm like, wow. amazing that her friends want to practice spelling words together. Anyways, so I just did want to be careful not to come across that way, because I do want to show some recipes that are fairly simple and easy and with things that I normally have on hand, but I don't know what you normally have on hand. And you know, I'll go lots of weeks where I don't make a single thing, or we're like ordering in every night, or, you know, grabbing something out of the fridge. And the other thing is, my kid's probably not going to eat this. You know, she might eat some chicken. She's probably going to eat the broccoli that I have getting going, and she's probably going to eat the rice, but she won't eat the tomatoes for sure. And she might not eat the chicken. She might not like it. Normally, chicken's pretty safe. But I mean, I don't know about your kids, but my kid does not always eat, like rarely does she eat what I cook for myself and Rob. Even if it's something I'm like, pretty safe, she's gonna like it. No. So there's always Kraft dinner and chicken fingers pre-made, ready to go in the fridge, which is maybe where my mistake is. She probably knows that's always there. Mom will just grab it. There's no winning, seriously. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna put these back in for the 20 minutes. I'm gonna baste them frequently. I'm almost ready to take out the tomatoes and put them in the warming drawer. And soon I'll be able to show you how I'm gonna plate it. And then I'm gonna eat dinner with my family. Baste, baste, baste. Now, I thought that I'd be able to just do this from the oven, but I couldn't. I was gonna burn my hand, so I had to take it out. All right, there's a little basting. I don't know if I mentioned earlier that this goes in now uncovered for the second half. So it goes in uncovered. And I've got my tomatoes in the warm drawer. All right, it is time to take the chicken out. So here we go. And I have pretty much plated up everything else. Hard to see because it's like, you know, doing my best here. I've got flyaways. I should be wearing a hairnet, but you know what? It's just my family, so they'll be okay. All right, so I'm just gonna plate up the chicken breasts. Now I made 4, but there's only 3 of us, and so this is good. The reason I do this is because I like to have some extra chicken in the fridge handy, cold chicken. It's great for a sandwich or just to grab as a little bit of, you know, little something, something. Protein's always a good snack, and I find that that's my hardest, it's the hardest thing for me to get into my body, into my diet, into my routine, is enough protein. All right, so it says smoosh up the garlic. So I'm just doing that right now within the sauce here. And then I'm gonna put it over, drizzle it over the chicken. I wonder if you would want to reduce it now that I'm looking at it. But I don't have time for that, so I'm not gonna do that. And I'm just gonna drizzle a little bit over the chicken. And then I'll show you what it looks like. The finished meal. Let me see how I can, oh, there we go. Okay, so we've got rice, we've got our tomatoes, and we have our chicken, and then the broccoli. Okay, so, oh, I gotta go down here. So that's it. We're gonna eat. Claire's gonna have a little bit of chicken. She's got rice. Here, I'll show you her plate actually, because it's always the kids that are the hardest. But here's what I got for her. So she's got her favorite cucumbers and carrots. She's got some rice. She's got some broccoli that she likes. And I put a few tomatoes on there because these aren't her favorites. So I know she's maybe not gonna eat those. I'm gonna offer them to her, and then I'm gonna cut her some chicken, and which I think she will really enjoy because she loves chicken. And you know what, plan B, I've got a chicken finger in the fridge if we need it. All right, have an awesome night. Thanks for watching. And remember, what you see on social media is not the whole truth. And so I'm trying to put this video together make it look easy. It's not easy. I'm actually kind of sweating here, but it's about as easy as possible. It's working out tonight. It's not going to work out every night. Lots of nights we might be having to order pizza or like grab something out of the freezer or just like grab that quick fix. So wherever you're at, you're doing your best. You're doing amazing. And, you know, show yourself some love. Have a good night.